Against the backdrop of the National Assembly's passage of the Student Loan, industry players in the education sector are calling for the bill to receive urgent assent by the president. They say this will go a long way to providing the much-needed education financing for the country's teeming youth population, many of whom lack access to needed funds to get to tertiary education. Lara Folayan reports.
Education is one of the dimensions used in measuring the National Bureau of Statistics recently released multidimensional poverty data, which showed 133 million Nigerians are multidimensionally poor. The implication of this is that majority of the country's population lack access to adequate good education, meaning that they are educationally poor. This is a cause of concern to stakeholders and even the student body, who feel the needed financing support be given to young people to allow them access good education.
The youths are dropping out of school in their numbers, and the reasons are not far-fetched. I mean, inflation is rising by the day, the cost of living is rising by the day, the salaries of the parents and the guardians are not increasing in commensurate value or rates to, this inflationary trend and the rest.
We need to salvage the reputation of our educational system. We need to increase our human capital development.
The legislature has only recently passed the Student Loan Bill, which is supposed to give students in tertiary institutions access to financial support as obtained in developed climes. The legislation is expected to help give interest-free loans to affected students through a Nigerian Education Bank, which will be responsible for administering and supervising the credit facilities. The president is now being urged to urgently assent to that bill so students can begin to enjoy its benefits.
I will feel that the time has come for both the government. The government is doing its best, but it can also do much more. The government and also the private sector to come up with, different initiatives.
I want to say thank you to our legislators for this strategic piece of legislation, which will provide temporarily reprieve in the face of badly battered economy, with far-reaching impact on every phases of our life.
The gains of adequate education credit financing is seen as immense for economic and national development and should be taken seriously by the authorities.
The dropout rate can be totally flattened, and the enrollment rate can also increase. The multiplier effect will be there for all to see.
These stakeholders say education financing by way of loans gives students who are ordinarily without such means opportunities to get a higher education and brings about a more skilled and productive workforce. Lara Folayan, TVC News, Abuja.